Okay, so it's great that we have a quorum tonight. So how about if we look at what we should do? For old items, we had action items discussed. So what things did we do?
Did we do, or?
Yep, pass.
Oh, the last year? Gee.
Last meeting.
Last
Well, I
meeting.
missed the
We didn't have a last meeting. I don't think we
workshop.
met in, you know, was it January or last year? Or
I think January and February we didn't have a quorum.
so, and I don't think we met in December, did we? I think we've been kind of laying
I
low.
think we did either December or January, so we did an annual report.
Oh, that's right. Right.
So it's coming back to us now. So I know I have a typo I have to fix on the article, but does anyone have a comment other than the random teeth?
You know what, I actually like took the whole thing and cut and pasted because the way it appeared on when I opened up the document, it looked like it would have been easier to read if there had been like bullet points or things had been divided differently. The thing is, when I cut and pasted it, that's what happened. So I don't know if it's whatever format you're using or, but
it's just Word.
okay, because I cut and pasted into my email and it just, took all the paragraphs and make them all exactly what I was going to do anyway.
Wow.
So I don't know.
Can you just spell it back to me?
Sure. Yeah, I'll send you the email. And there was one thing I thought would be, there's a list of places on your body that you should check to see if there are any ticks. It might be a little sensitive, but I thought the word groin might be helpful, as well as armpits. And, it's like that I have found more ticks in my more private parts than I care to admit to. And I think people should be aware that it's important to check there too.
Groin's a good word.
Yeah, unless you can come up with something less graphic. I don't think it's too graphic.
Did you put that in your comment, Marcella?
Yeah, I put that in the what I'll send you. I added that. So I'll just send that to you via email.
Okay. Anything else? I know I've heard from people that the ticks are already out.
Really?
Yep.
Well, I'm not letting my dogs out into the wilderness until they have their treatments. I've had too many dogs with Lyme disease already, so I don't need to invite more.
Right. I pulled some off my dog already, but just as an aside, we had done the internal pill treatment before, but then she was still bringing them inside. And so this year we're going to the tick collar instead, because that was recommended by several people. So I'll let you all know that have animals, how that works compared.
Used it.
I've done the tick collar. Yeah.
I've used it on some of my dogs. It works better on short-haired dogs. Like my poodle, he gets a lot of like if I don't have him groomed regularly, he gets enough fur between him and the collar has to be pretty close to the skin or make contact with the skin to be effective. So ask your vet.
I'm glad you.
You got a thick dog.
Yes, I'm really.
And the collar, the Seresto collar.
I'll definitely ask about that. Thank you.
Yeah, it's great for the dogs that it's great for, but my poodle still got Lyme despite that, and I think it was because it was really close enough to the skin to be effective.
Well, no, thank you so much for telling me that. I will definitely check that out. It's good to know.
That said, I switched him to the oral one, and now that what you said, I should talk to my vet about that too, because it may not be as effective as we want. There's two different ones that I've tried, so I don't know which one you had used that you found wasn't as effective. But anyway, I wonder if we should add, maybe not, I think we should post what we've got so far, but I don't think it would hurt for us to kind of give helpful hints for people's pets. Like, here's some different anti-flea and tick, you know, options that you should talk to your vet about, because a lot of people aren't aware of all that's out there. Some people don't even, I don't like using chemicals on my dogs either, but it's preferable to having treat them than with more medicine and chemicals for Lyme disease and other things. So I don't know, if people, so I know a lot of people who won't use, the chemical stuff, or they'll use a natural product, which I've found isn't quite as effective as far as repelling and killing the insects and stuff. So maybe for the next, I'll see what information I can dig up, and for our next
Okay.
meeting, I'll try to type
Thank
something
you.
up that is specifically for
Okay.
dogs and cats, outdoor
Okay.
pets.
Okay, perfect. Now, I know we had on here before, you Zoom instead of go to me.
It's working now.
Okay, so we'll get rid of that.
Yeah, I don't know what you're doing.
Well,
Chris. You're not echoing.
yeah,
I think that was
I
the
still
problem.
can't get the Microsoft Teams on my computer, only on my phone. So, but that's fine. I don't mind doing that.
Okay, well, we can always switch, but I think we wanted to switch because we were getting that weird
Right.
echo noise, but that seems to be resolved.
Yeah.
No, I have done approved minutes. Do you have any minutes?
No, well, I'm sorry. That's my fault. I had written some, but I have not submitted them to Kathleen and to Denise yet. But I don't think that we've had, because we didn't we didn't have a quorum the last meeting.
Yeah, nobody took notes anyway,
No.
so.
Had an informal talk about, yeah, so I apologize. I just didn't,
No, it's okay.
I've fallen down on that.
Maybe for this
Done
meeting,
years before typing out minutes.
and you should probably see them before they go on to the.
Yeah, we'll have to vote on
Okay.
them. So we should.
Okay.
So
And what I'm using is an old so Denise and Kathleen can't open it, and I think one of you said you couldn't open it too. So I've got to just go on to a new program. So I'll get a new program because I have the template in an old format. So
okay, thank you. And we have here new yard signs. Is that for the spring?
Yeah, and I was hoping, we've got that Peppercorn Hill talk coming up, and I thought maybe I'd bring some there to distribute, especially if people want to sign up to be members of the Friends of Upton State Forest, so they can get them as part of their membership. But I think it might, I haven't had a chance to talk with anyone from the Friends, but I don't think it would be a bad thing for people to maybe like make a suggested donation as well. Some people may not want to, do the membership thing, but if they want to make a donation to the Friends and get a lawn sign, that it somehow I think people keeping them it makes it easier on us because we don't have to keep track of who's got what, and the people can then put them out when they want to. And so I don't know, Chris, when the next opportunity for me to be in front of the Friends.
Next month,
Okay.
the second, third Monday.
Okay. Third Monday in
When
April.
is the, I don't know about the Peppercorn Hill talk. What date will that be?
That's on the 17th of April. And it's being
Okay,
presented by a guy who's a photographer and a huge fan of Peppercorn Hill. He came to our Concom meeting and he was like totally up. He's like really enthusiastic and loves the place and wants to share what he's seen and what he's learned there. And so he's doing a
great.
presentation. So that's on the 17th at 6:30, April 17th at 6:30 at the community center.
Oh,
And
thank you.
his photos are very nice, and I think just his enthusiasm. And I don't know if it's been
To
scheduled yet.
register for
He's
that?
going to do. Pardon? Oh, did you say something?
Do people need to register for that?
No, I don't think so. I think that there's plenty of space. It's in the great room, so I don't think it'll be an issue.
I think it's like
Okay.
a silent auction too.
Yeah, he wants to do some fundraising to help pay for the new sign that we're putting up. I don't know if you guys are aware, but on Crockett Road, we had a little arson incident. The guy was caught, but he set fire to the sign. So we have to replace it.
Oh,
The cost of this is, he kind of wanted to contribute to the cost of replacing the sign. So it's in part a fundraiser, but it's free. It's by donation. You don't have to pay anything to attend, but anything that gets taken as part of the silent auction and any donations, then that would go toward the sign. And
and is
I
that through Friends or through?
the Conservation Commission or the Land Stewardship Committee. I think the Land Stewardship Committee is actually sponsoring it.
Oh, okay, thank you.
and I have the old signs in my garage.
Oh, the lawns, yeah.
Right.
So with that, I'll bring what I have here and I'll pick up what
Okay.
you have and we can
Okay.
distribute them there. And there may be other opportunities for us to distribute. I just look at my calendar because there's a yeah, I don't know. No, we don't really have any other, related talks or presentations coming up. So, but anyway, we had the list of people who had them last year, so I'll contact them and see if they're interested and take it from there.
Thank you. And how was choice program?
Oh, really good. It was it was very well attended. There's actually a waiting list, so it was definitely well received, and the kids were totally into it. She had snakes and a little critter like a did she have a gecko? But no, I don't think she had she had like little reptile critters with her. I was sitting in back, so I couldn't see exactly what the kids were handling, but it was very hands-on. The kids who were up for touching them, and a lot of people just kind of went ew. But some of the kids were like ready to wrap snakes around themselves. It was pretty cool. It was
Now, who was that sponsored by, Marcella?
that was us. We sponsored
Oh,
it through the select board. I guess we co-sponsored it with the select board.
I was like,
What's that?
oh, so I said I didn't know anything about it. Was
Oh,
it just on social media or? Because I
I
don't do social media, so I was like,
thought,
Leanne Murphy, our librarian, said something to me, and I said, what? I said, well, she said, oh, it's already full. No more registration. So I said, okay.
yeah.
I was like,
I thought I'd send something around and let you know that it was happening. And but like she said, it filled up real quick, and I think she had a waiting list, and it was yeah. You probably wouldn't
that's
have.
great that it filled
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
Yeah.
She's such a great presenter. Be interesting
Oh,
to bring.
she is. She really is great with that. Yeah.
And
we,
yeah, and a lot of the critters that she brought along, they do eat mosquitoes and ticks and stuff.
oh,
So
good.
she was able to tie in
Oh,
the whole, insect control thing to animals that naturally take care of some of these little bugs that we don't like. So
oh,
That's a good
nice.
thing. Now, what about me with the select board for funding for other things?
well, what do we want to, what are we up for? Have we talked about doing other? I know that I've spoken with you, Danette, about the possibility of doing another workshop. It's too late to do like a winter planting thing, but maybe there's some,
Yeah.
but we could just look forward towards, next year too. But I'd like to have the funds to supply you with all the materials you need. Plus, I think you should get a stipend or something. I mean, it's your time and your knowledge and expertise. So I would, if we do ask for funds, maybe you can, just sort of put out a ballpark figure that we could, aim for that would cover your costs and your time.
Yeah,
That
I'm
would
not
be,
I'm not too concerned about my time, but I was going to suggest because you can start winter seed sowing workshops as early as like December.
Mhm.
So we could think of maybe holding it like before the Christmas break because I think now that it seems to be like all of the attendees that we had were largely adults coming. So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think we should probably avoid the week between Christmas and New Year's. So we could look at doing two, right? Like we could do one in December and then one in January or February. And the one really positive thing out of like the small workshop that we did between Christmas and New Year's is that one of the people that attended, um, she is so I think um, she actually owns a place called Molly's Apothecary, and they make their own soap and so soap and like shampoo bars and like conditioner bars. So for those that like myself, I've been going to plastic free, and so I don't use liquid soap or liquid shampoo or conditioner anymore, and I've been mostly getting the products like from Amazon historically. I've been avoiding Amazon for several, I think since last year, but they actually make them locally. The I think the I can't remember the town that it's in. It's like 20 minutes from here, but because they make their own soaps, they go through a lot of distilled water plastic jugs. And so I've gotten like, and they have like 15 or so a week. So I actually got jugs from her to help with the Southborough winter seed sowing, and also the person
Oh,
that organizes that, she probably would be willing to help with one of the events.
mhm,
And I was thinking that like if we can get the jugs and even offer like Molly's Apothecary to even set up their own little like display if people want to buy soaps, and we can say that the milk jugs have been provided free from Molly's Apothecary, we'd be supporting local businesses, and also if there's barriers for people not having access to milk jugs, then this is a way that they can participate. And I was also wondering too if there, because I know that you have that one little plot, I haven't had a chance to look at it yet, where you have like, I think like some native plants, but if there's other areas in town that, if there's a small plot of land that we could actually, for those that maybe don't want to do it for their own yards, but if they want to
mhm,
help plant and actually help not only do the winter seed sowing for the plants, but also help plant that plot of land,
mhm.
then it would help kind of, get people involved at a small level, and also give,
Mhm.
some public land, like the visibility of what, a pollinator garden or native plants look like. And it actually is a lot less, um, it's a lot less work for the town, because then you don't have to, they help combat invasives, and they are
Mhm.
drought resistant. You don't have to worry about mowing so much. So I think it would like increase the visibility for people. So that was kind of some thoughts that I had. So
Yeah, that's not a bad idea, and we haven't. We'll see how the plot at Heritage Park does after this. Will have been its second winter, and the first season was very. I wasn't disappointed, but one of the other people was like, where are all the plants?" Because we were basing it on a friend's planting that was like really lush after the first year, and the soil conditions are entirely different, and the sun is different, and
mm,
you can't really compare. And if we had more, not just more plants, but have them like each jug has a different plant in
hmm
it. See which plants do, we could actually have like a little test garden and see what works best in those conditions. And that would be kind of a nice educational experience too.
yeah, and I think like all of the ones from Southborough, like depending on the conditions of that, like the soil, like I've attended several like workshops or like webinars that explain like different apps and different places that you can send the soil. So we could actually
Mhm.
like tell people like what they need to do, and we could test it out with the plot so that they can, help do the design, and actually, provide them with all of the details in terms of, you have to think about the soil quality, you have to think about the sunlight,
Mhm.
and also like the moisture levels, because all of those will dictate, what are the best plants to actually plant for the conditions. So
Yeah, yeah, and I
That
wouldn't surprise me if this particular area is like a borderline Superfund site, because
mm.
there was like all kinds of toxic crap on this property before the town acquired it, and
Oh, really?
we,
Oh,
the area where the planting is now was basically like a trash heap when we
oh gosh.
acquired it. So, and
yeah.
kids used to go down there and set fires, and it was
Oh, wow.
not, yeah, the plants have a lot to work against there.
Well,
So
are
Yeah.
these
I'm
ideas
kind of
for new?
afraid to send the soil out for testing because I don't want to know.
Oh,
Are
okay.
these
But
are these are these ideas for new programs?
well, if you do, you want to try to like tie it in as a some kind of um education, like I would just encourage you to design some kind of educational um, program that we could then take to, that we could literally walk across the street, because it's it's not too far from the community center. If you go across the street and sort of back through the parking lot at the
Okay.
Rose Garden, then you end up at Heritage Park. And so it could in fact be kind of a big picture thing where we do plantings and bring them over there and see what ideas people get. And it could be a much more extensive program than simply planting plants in milk jugs and seeing
hmm
where they grow best. I mean, I don't know. It's not
I
fully
mean,
thought out in my head, but I think that there's some potential there.
we could do something like a program where in the spring or the summer, or maybe like summer or fall, we can actually like do an introduction and actually show them like this is what you need to do. And obviously, in order to look at the conditions, it's probably best to do it in the summer or fall. And
Mhm.
then do that, and then say like, okay, start thinking about like your own yard. What are the conditions for your own yard? And then we can say like, you need to start planning like for the winter seed sowing, and then like have those conditions. So when you come to do the winter seed sowing, you know like what types of plants you
Mm-hmm.
should be looking for, and then
Mm-hmm.
kind of start it in the summer and work all the way through maybe 2 or 3 programs. And I mean, I'm happy to have people come to my yard and kind of, in the summer or fall and see what it's like. Because I've planted like this year, my mom and I got a little crazy. I think I have like over 70 jugs in my backyard.
Wow.
Cool.
So I mean, we could potentially give a couple of those away because I don't know if I'm going to be able to plant 70 jugs, but
Wow.
and we can always also show too, like some, because I know Southborough, which their little plot that they have is like, I think it's 20-minute drive, but we can also do it in my yard too, because I've started actually collecting seeds in the fall too from my
Mhm.
plants. So we could do something like that to show them. And Southborough, like this winter, my mom and I, they had like probably 10 weeks or so of seed cleaning. So they collect their own seeds and clean them. So, and it's not that far. It's like a 20-minute drive, but we could
Mhm.
potentially get some of the seeds, and maybe she can come to Upton and do a workshop here.
Could
So,
I love the workshop you did, Danette. I'm wondering if there's a way we could bring it back to, as well as pollinators, birds or dragonflies, how to attract, what kind of gardens attract them so they can eat the mosquitoes and possibly ticks.
mhm.
I'm wondering if we could bring it back to that. Are there specific plants that we could focus on that would, be bird attractants or
Well, I think there's more. I mean, the birds, yes, it kind of depends
the
on what
answer to that?
the seeds are. So we would have to kind of know what specific. And I think in general, like it's not just because like the seeds themselves attract, but also all of the plants, the native plants are attracting a diverse perspective of different types of insects, which it's the caterpillars that the birds are really give the protein and attracting the birds. And then you have to consider, like, is there enough protection for different types of birds, because different types of birds have different levels. So some will like, shrubs, others require like taller trees. So it's kind of like multifactorial in terms of how do you attract. But I have tons of dragonflies all over my yard, and I don't think it's necessarily one
Mm.
plant. I think it's a biodiversity that's like, giving you, a variety of different insects, and like then you're establishing an ecosystem that brings in over time more and more biodiversity and different types of birds and like other animals as well. So,
Yeah, and I think
Oh,
that's a
thank
lot of
you.
what Joy was saying too when she made her presentation about the dragonflies, is that, it's about creating an environment that's favorable to not just them, but it's a big picture. It's an ecosystem. It's not
mhm,
like plant this and you get that. You have to have a more broad perspective on what the ecosystem contains and what supports what, and it all they all support each other. So
mhm,
it's, I don't know, this is sort of like, it kind of feels like it's getting off the track of mosquito and tick control, because we're looking at a big picture thing. But I think what's very key to maintaining um, some kind of management control over, mosquitoes and ticks is encouraging a healthy environment. And a healthy environment is not going to create an overpopulation of ticks that are going to be, biting people. It that part of that is
Yeah, yeah.
educating the public as to how that ties in, and I think
mhm,
people are so accustomed to thinking, well, if I have a mosquito in my yard, I'll spray it and that's that. And
mhm,
then without looking at the fact that it's an insecticide and it kills every insect, and it's, that's part of the big picture thing, but it works the other way too. If you encourage certain insects, then you're encouraging a broader ecosystem. And it's, you know, if I think for kids it's probably harder, but I think focusing this information for adults where they can kind of get their head around the fact that it's not just a matter of planting one plant that's going to fix their yard. That's not going to happen. It has to be a bigger view of things. So I would just suggest that if you wanted to come up with something that would be adult focused and kind of work with these ideas, I wonder if maybe doing like a 4-season thing, have, you know, maybe year for 3 or 4 workshops, that one for each season, that, you know, we start here and you know, build on, and each season has a different, you know, different things come to bloom, different patch out, different, you know, every season has its thing. So
yeah.
and you seem very knowledgeable about how these things intersect. So that was what really I found really engaging about your workshop, was that I was learning about how, you know, it's not just about planting a plant, it's a bigger thing. And I found that really interesting. But yeah, and then we have to figure out a way to promote that, and you give, you know, make it something, you know, interesting for folks. And I think the gardeners are probably like on board anyway. I think we have a lot of people who are into gardening. I think almost everybody who showed up, you know, in December was, you know, interested in gardening. But you know, there's places we can tap into too, like there's a garden club, and there's probably people who, you know, folks who've joined like the food co-op, where they, you know, they're interested in organic vegetables and organic planting. And so there's a lot of places we can bring this to get an audience for it.
Yeah, no, that sounds good. And I was going to say too, one of the things that I didn't realize, which I don't know if any of you know, but one of the speakers that I saw at one of the webinars, he says that he actually, because one of the big things that people have issues with is like preparation of the area where you're going to do the planting, which some of them, it's like very extensive. I will say that, to be honest, I don't do that to the extent that they say, but he actually says that he connects with arborists that cut down trees and then make wood chips. And he says that they're always looking for places to drop off the wood chips. And he actually doesn't even prepare the soil. He just has them drop the wood chips on top of wherever he's planning to do the plantings. And then he just plants it straight into the wood chips. And there's like no soil prep, and then it kills like all of the invasives. And so if we're thinking of like a plot of land for the town, because I know not too long ago, I think earlier this year, I know there was someone in like on the route that my parents and I walked my dog. There was someone that was cutting some huge trees down and had like a wood chipper, and I'm like, you know, that actually would save a lot of time and effort. And I'm not sure if the town even knows of arborists that
the
like
town has a really great supply of wood chips. I mean, they do. Recently, the town purchased a piece of equipment that trims all the, you know, along the roadsides, and it's, you know, they do a lot of cutting and trimming, and I have on more than one occasion had them deliver wood chips to a place where we needed to have, you know, kind of knock back the invasives. And they're happy to get the stuff out of there.
Okay, that's great. That's great.
So it's, assuming they have it, we can certainly arrange for that to be delivered to wherever we want it. They really are very helpful with that kind of thing.
Great.
And then for our next meeting, could we put together some of the details of the things you're talking about. So
Sorry,
we can
that
include
April, when's the next meeting?
on April 21st.
Is that,
I think I'm in Chicago that week. So I probably won't be able to join that meeting. But I could, and sorry, when is the meeting in May then?
Let me see.
are we going with the third Tuesday of the month? That would be the
Probably.
19th of May.
Okay, I think the 19th of May could potentially work. I have in April and May, I've got 3 work trips, but I think
Oh.
the 19th of May should, I think, work. I think my trip is the week before.
Also, I'm not wedded to a particular, we can be flexible about the day we choose to meet too. So I don't, if we meet a week later or a week earlier, it doesn't matter to me personally. So, yeah, that's up to the rest of you as well.
I mean, do you need to have a lot of detail, or can I just start with, because I will say, like, work is a bit crazy the next, probably until the end of May. But I could put together like some like high level kind of concepts and then like get your input and then work at more detail after I get the initial input. Does that sound like?
Yep, that sounds fine.
That sounds
Okay.
great.
I think what would also be helpful is if you look at your time frame and maybe pick a date and a
Okay, yeah, I can do
starting
that.
with that too would be helpful.
Okay.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
when do you typically, like, because are we thinking of doing this in conjunction with the library again, like for an adult program? Or are we thinking of doing it outside of the library? Because is there specific
Well, the
days that
library is happy to provide us with the space and
Okay.
some publicity. I think we can do it independently of, Leanne's programming. She does kids programming, so
Yeah.
I think if we were to do something, we should just take the lead. And what we do is, for the great room, we can just request use of the space. I think even for that little classroom there, we could request use of the space. So
Okay.
if we don't expect more than 10, 15 people to show up, then the small room is actually kind of nice because it's cool. But all we have to do is make a request to reserve the space. And if it's available, then
Okay.
I don't think it's never been a problem before. We've always had a pretty easy time scheduling things, and especially the great room. There doesn't seem to be. It depends on the day of the week too, and all. But I don't think it's be a problem. So why don't we just call it like not part of the library, and except for the fact that they might help promote and publicize it for.
Okay, sounds
Are
good.
we not doing April 21st?
Is that our
Or
next?
doing-
And Jeanette, if you want to if you have the time to come up with something, just email it around. It's not like you necessarily have to make a formal presentation at one of our meetings. I think especially to start with, it sounds like you're largely going to just kind of sketch out, a loose idea of what you wanted to do. So, we can review that anytime.
Okay. I mean, I could send it to you and so that you can review it at the next call I'm not at, if you want to do that.
Yeah, and we could get back to you with any thoughts or comments, and
Right.
Okay.
and the next time we meet, maybe we could talk about the more detailed.
Okay.
Thank you. And
no problem.
is that gonna be, are we doing something for Earth Day?
The April 21st, is that the next
22nd.
time?
It's the 22nd.
That's a Wednesday.
Right.
Okay, I thought we were meeting on Tuesdays. Is that?
No, but the 22nd is the Earth Day.
Okay.
So that's the night of the Conservation Commission meeting also.
Okay.
So are we going to do something for Earth Day?
I
I'm planning on hiding under my bed. Is there some Earth Day event planned? I'm not,
I don't know.
because I don't think the Earth Day cleanup is happening this year.
Okay, no,
We don't have enough people
no.
to keep.
I
Okay.
have, it's not, yeah, so probably not, Chris. I have
Okay.
a question, I have a segue, it's more of a Concom question. But I have an interest in trying to block off Chestnut Street here for Big Night because
Oh,
Good idea.
toads,
that
which
one would
of
go through
course
the
eat
police
mosquitoes.
station.
So, it goes through the police station? Okay, and then does it go get presented to Concom at all, or is it just the
No.
police station? Okay,
Police.
Yeah,
And also,
what
the
you
board
need
of-
to do is contact the police station, and then, I don't know if the DPW can provide you with like cones and
Right.
tape or something, or like
Right.
a barrier that just says for local traffic only, because we're
Right.
doing that on Fowler Street this
Okay.
year. So if you put the request in
Oh,
with the police
excellent.
department and the DPW, I think they'll probably, if you just
Mike-
tell them you're doing the
Okay,
same thing
and-
that Concom is doing on
and
Fowler
Mike
Street.
works. Yeah, Mike works on
Oh,
signs.
Concom doing on Fowler, okay.
Yeah,
Right.
Mike,
So
Fowler.
Concom's doing it on Fowler, and I'll just
Right.
let them know that,
Right.
okay, great, thank you.
yeah,
Yes,
You're
that's
welcome.
exciting, yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, Mike Penko, if you need more information, he kind of took the lead on that, so you can contact him.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I keep getting poor, I keep getting frozen. Who is the lead on that? I missed that.
Mike Bungle. Mike
Okay,
Mike-
thank you. I will
and
definitely get in touch with Mike if I need to. Thank you so much.
he made signs and put up too for that.
Oh, great.
Okay. Now on our list, we also had Board of Health new representative. Do we have someone? Or are they still
Anything?
the Board of Health?
I
Are
don't
they
know.
still not active?
Who
Do you want
is?
me to try and contact them?
Sure.
Okay. So do they have a new member?
What was that? Are we talking about the Board of Health? I'm sorry, I
Yeah.
lost my agenda for a minute.
Oh.
I think we're talking about the Board of Health?
Right.
Are we
Yeah,
talking about the board?
Yeah.
Yes, they have a new Matt. Have you met? I think it's Matt is the new.
No.
I don't know. I haven't.
I haven't met them. I'll reach out to them and see if they have someone who wants to join us.
That would be great.
Okay, anything else on our list or anything else that's not anticipated?
No, I think
Sounds
I'm
good. It's nice to have a productive meeting.
Mm.
Yeah, I think it's
We can
kind of
all get
exciting to
together.
have some new ideas happening here. Yeah.
Right. And Marcella, if you want to send me your document, then we can look at going over that next meeting and then posting it.
Well, the language is the same, so if we want to vote for it now, we should.
Okay.
And just add it, and then just added that one word, groin. If people
Okay.
are okay with that.
Okay. Can we
yes,
make a motion to accept the document as amended with the addition of the word groin?
That's gonna look really good in the minutes. A second.
Let's do a voice vote. Chris, I.
Marcella, I.
Favor? Yes, unanimous.
Okay, I'll send it to
Alisa, aye.
everyone and you
That's
can,
good.
just so you can see what
Do you have
I.
something
have in
else
my-
they want written? Do
Yeah, and
another
once-
topic.
I'm good.
Do you have another topic they want something written about?
Let's wait to see what Danette comes up with, because maybe we
Okay.
could tie it in, and I'll be
Okay.
doing something about the pets,
Okay, great. The put's a good one.
Yeah.
And thank you
Oh,
tonight.
yes, that was, yeah. Yeah. All right. Oh, so we're closing at 6:48.